it going? Let's see. Awesome. All right, we'll get started just now. So I hope everybody's been feeling good. Really just making this opportunity for us to connect as well as catch up and provide support insofar as we can from this distance. So yeah, just wanted to check in and see how people are doing. And we want to just say like how things are going on your end. Anyone can unmute themselves.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Awesome. Any updates on how things are on your end? What you've been up to?
I really don't have major. I don't really have major updates. And so, yeah, no.
Okay, cool. Let me also tap in with Donovan. How are things on your end?
My tire blew out last night on the bridge.
Oh shoot! Right.
I just got to fix this now. Oh yeah, I'm just now getting that done. So everything else is pretty good though. Working on trying to find somebody for my website. I think I'm gonna go see the young lady from Cold Tenderloin. So I'm gonna have her help me with my website, and then my professional domain name.
Word. And
so
email. Say it again.
I said my professional email. I mean.
Okay. And so when it comes to the website, do you have one and you want to improve it, or you don't have one and you want to get one?
I have one that I made on Brand Crowd. I just want to take all. It's just just a 1-page thing and description of my mission statement of my nonprofit, and that's really it. So I have pictures and videos now that I want to upload to a website, so people can see more of what I've been doing already and who I've been partnering with.
Word. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Again, online presence. The pictures that we have, the quality of the pictures that we have, the stories that we have, all about the pictures and so forth on the website is good. Similarly to Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, I definitely feel like having a website is a step up from social media. So that's a good idea. Investing in that.
Yeah, but we also have a charity game, like a softball game on Sunday. If anybody would like to come out and enjoy the fun, on Sunday at Gilman Park in San Francisco. So we're bringing all the hoods together. Everybody has their own team. It's bats up, guns down. So it's been pretty successful. We've been doing it for like 4 or 5 months, like non-funded by the city, just out of our own pockets. And we're just trying to bring as many people out that can come support and have fun and enjoy themselves, enjoy the entertainment.
Right. Oh, that's good stuff. And then what time is that on Sunday?
It starts at 11 o'clock Sunday, and probably until like 6, 7 o'clock.
Oh, wow. Okay.
it's like 4 games. It's 4 different games, so it's gonna be pretty cool. It's a good space to bring kids, and we're gonna have jumpers. Last month we had a zip line.
Word.
This month, I think we might bring like a helicopter or something like that. I'm not sure, something different.
Where? So you guys had a zip line between the trees at the park?
Between in the street, from the street to the we shut down the street really, so it's from across the street to the park. Like it's kind of tight. It's definitely nice.
Word. That's what's up. Cool.
Yeah, but then we have another one the 30th and the 22nd and the 30th of July. So if anybody has a table or want to do any tabling, like resource tables, you're welcome to come and set up a table and talk about your own businesses or your own nonprofits, and you might be able to give somebody some resources down there also.
Right. Word. No, that sounds like a great idea. So yeah, and is that still open for this Sunday, or are you talking about for the one in July?
Yeah.
Are you referring to the one on for this Sunday? Do you still have space for tables on this Sunday, or for the one in July?
I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Right, and it's time to go in and out on your end.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned people being able to bring tables. Is that for this Sunday or for the one in July?
For this Sunday. This Sunday is the 2nd, and then the 22nd, and then the 30th. So you're welcome to come to all three.
Word. Okay, so 3. Okay, here. I get that. 22nd.
Yeah, they're pretty spread out. The one for the 22nd and the 30th are a week away from each other, but this
Right.
one is so you probably have like 3 weeks if you want to wait till the 22nd. And we have a flyer, so you can send a logo, and then we can put the logo on the flyer, or you can bring a banner and we can hang the banner up also. And we're trying to do a lot of stuff, and we're just trying to raise some money so we can keep it going, because we're all funded it off our work check, so it's just we're just trying to see what else we can do. Yeah.
Right. That's good stuff. Cool. So yeah, anyone else want to chime in? What's going on? What's been going on?
I'll chime in really quickly. I'm stressed beyond measure in the middle of having completed my 4th program compliance review and my contracts financial audit of accounting, where they look at your HR files and every single thing. Today, in about an hour, I will finally have the last program review from my grant or from my funder, looking for some much needed time off from monitoring and audits and 20 RFPs and fiscal year end and end of year invoicing. I don't know that I have slept even, because I'm thinking about stuff I didn't do in the middle of my sleep, but nonetheless pressing forward and almost done, like today. And it's been pretty grueling because we had all of this fiscal year and stuff coming off of being closed for 4 months, where we operated in 4 or 5 different locations every day because our building was out of commission. And then we worked to get our building fixed, and we're moving. It has been a lot on my staff. All of our back hurts from moving tables and chairs, and cleaning and running a COVID hub is amazing. We've made it through, so I'm not complaining, but I'm so happy these people gonna come in here today and I can finally shut my door and go home and not lug a bin of work home.
Right.
Because we're only 6 months into the year, but it feels like 2 years in one 6 month period of time. But we're all still standing, still providing great quality senior services, addressing um, food insecurity, diet and nutrition with hot meals for older adults and adults with disability. And the good news is we were like contracted for 125 unduplicated, and we served 478.
Nice.
All of our numbers, 1,200 activities. We did 2,600 hours worth of programming and social services. So all of our numbers were at least 3 to 4 times higher than what we were contracted for.
Mm.
But we could feel every number, every hour, every minute, every intake on the 10 little staff that we have. They've been great. And I'm excited because I've all of my team, my managers, everybody's going on vacation for like a week in this month. Just kind of, you have to take some time off to take care of yourself. And then I'm going to go on sabbatical in the month of probably mid-August, soon as we get ourselves moved to our new location and get up and running for like 2 weeks. Then I'm going offline, and my board of directors are gonna rotate and come in and cover, because it was we were a COVID hub for the all of COVID, doing vaccinations and testing, and then the flood, and just haven't been able to catch a days from 6 hour days. I could feel it because sometimes I'll be like, I don't think I'm up for this. But then I'll pray and talk to my seniors and get rejuvenated, get revitalized.
Mhm.
So, but a lot of good things on the horizon. It's just kind of taking my firstborn to
Mm.
to get here. So I'm still trying to pledge as much support, but it's been at best grueling because you started your program at the end of the fiscal year, which if you are already an executive director, I don't have staff. I kind of do the accounting. I've added staff, but because we were so far behind, it's like I still need 2 or 3 more people.
Mm.
But when you've been running a small nonprofit and then you grow, your funding don't grow as fast as the programming because the needs are so high in our community with
Mm.
our older adults and our adults living with disability. And then if you're focusing on the Black African American community or the BIPOC community, the needs are great. So your numbers don't go down. And even though the city may say the end of funding for COVID has ended, it's still very prevalent in our communities. People are still testing positive, and
Mm.
people are still needing to navigate through those circumstances when funding draws up. If you've been providing a service for 3 months or 3 years, that funding dried up December 31st, but we were in a surge coming off of the holidays, so people were still testing positive. As a community-based organization, I couldn't close my door and say, oh, well, the city stopped the funding. The people continue to come, and they're still coming, and they're still picking up masks and home test kits, and they're still testing positive. So you have the realization of funding, and then you have the realization of what is actually happening in our communities. So anyway, continue to pray for us, and thank you for doing this. And my hat goes off to the first caller. What was his name?
Donovan.
Donovan, and the bats up and guns down. That's awesome way to bring back community, and through sports and competitiveness, they're getting exercise, and I'm sure they're eating good. So all of that could only manifest into something beautiful. And our communities need so much. I grew up, born and raised here in San Francisco, and grew up in Bayview, work in Lakeview, and I worked in Tenderloin and in the Visitation Valley at the Geneva Towers. And we so need to find ways to reconnect to community, because we really are one big family, and a lot has happened over the years. So my hat goes off to you. And if I wasn't so tired, I'd come out and support, but I'm sure you'll be doing great things, and um, lend my support as soon as I go and take care of myself. And then lastly, I'm proud that we've been able to offer for the last 3 months an employee wellness track, where I have agency Tendwell coming in and working with us on meditation strategies and stress relief and addressing burnout and overwhelming and grief from all the loss of our older adults and our seniors, and what the country's going through. So it's been great to learn the tools needed, because we can't change the world around us. We can change how we react to it. And I saw my staff getting tired and burnt out and crying really hard over the loss of a one of our seniors, and realized that health of the helper, and we have to learn how to take care of ourselves. If you've been dedicated to the work for so long, and no matter how hard it is, you got to take care of yourself, or you're no good to take care of others as well as community. So I've been really excited that I got a grant to really focus on the health of my employees, and we're offering overtime. We do it twice a week, 1 hour before we open the building, and 1 hour on a second day after we closed the building, so that the employees could learn yoga and meditation and Tai Chi, the things that we offer to our clients, but we never participate in. And then really addressing the 8 stages of grief, so that people could see where they are and how to deal and continually work and give a good quality of service. So for that part, I'm really excited, because this Thursday will be our last track, and we'll graduate it. And I have like 95% of my employees participated at least 1 hour each week, which meant they would have gotten 10 hours of meditation guidance, or psychotherapy, whatever they needed. And I was happy to offer that. So
That's good. That's good. No, offering services for employees is definitely a game changer for any organization. So I'm sure that that's being well received, and applied to, because that's even something that they more recently started with YCD, and that's just having that opportunity to acknowledge, especially given some of the struggles that your organization has been enduring more recently. The need for that, the need for, whether it's the breaks, it's the education on the practices that'll be helpful, the time to focus on those types of things, and so definitely can only imagine that improves the if you will, the quality of work that people are able to put out too, because they are able to take care of themselves in the process.
And we as Black people already take on the world on our shoulders. If you into service model delivery, servitude, and trying to save our communities and be the best that we can be. But just as a race, historically, we've shouldered the brunt of these things, and we've never really full well embraced yoga, meditation, and stuff as a form of stress relief.
Right.
And as you learn these principles, are what for me the biggest takeaway was how an agency can come in, talk to us, guide us, and then give us 15 minutes and tell us to close our eyes. And every staff member was like knocked out. But after the 15 minutes, that 15 minutes was enough to recharge you to finish your stuff. And people were like, oh, I feel so much better. And although it was at the end of the day, but it let me realize how a good 15 minutes can really help you. Everything doesn't have to be in 8 hours and in major increments. If you can learn to use tools and even take 15 minutes to give your mind some rest and some air and slow down, it almost is like life-saving.
Right.
But thank you.
You're welcome. And how's it going on your end, Dana?
Good morning. I have to kind of echo what my sister said in terms of being stressed. It seems like, gosh, it's not enough hours in a day, not enough days in a week, not enough months in a year. Just got a lot going on. So my organization, Total Woman Empowerment, last year we piloted a program called Destined for Greatness that works with transitional age youth from 16 to 24. And so this year they're unmute. What did I do?
No, I'm just communicating with Naya. I'm just getting some help. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm listening to you.
Okay. So this year they are graduating. And so just trying to prepare for the graduation. Some of the kids are at risk. They're 16 to 24 years old. So they're not kids, essentially. They're young adults. But really just wanting to acknowledge the work they've done, celebrate their attempting to be the best version of themselves, doing the work, staying committed. And when they're not committed, setting the boundaries and them rising to the standard. If you raise the standard, people will rise to the level of occasion. And so really just trying to prepare for that graduation. And then, like she said, end of the fiscal year, looking at different grants, making sure that everything is what it should be. And then last week, I'm so disappointed about last week because I really wanted to be present, but I ended up having to go to Sacramento for the Registry of Charitable Trust. Ignorance can definitely be detrimental. So not being aware of the complete process and just not the Registry of Charitable Trust, like what is that? And then realizing, oh my God, I'm 4 years behind and I wasn't even aware that there was anything, that needed to be done. So I had to catch up 4 years of documentation. Good thing the records are, for the most part, up to par. It just kind of gave me a roadmap. It's just time consuming. And then all the other little things that are coming up. So next week, well, not next week, but July 11th, I'm going to Detroit for a sorority conference. And I'm also on the board of my region. I'm the recording secretary, which means every meeting that takes place needs to be transcribed. That's a time-consuming process. I don't care how many times you sit in the meeting. I don't care how many notes you take. You still got to listen to the recording and take it all in. And so just so many things. And that's not even half of it. Making T-shirts and cups and all the different orders, just a lot going on. But thank God I get to do it. You know, there's been a time in my life where the only thing I could do was essentially get up, go to sleep, go to work, and do that shuffle every day for a long time. So I'm really grateful to be in life and to be in session and, to be showing up for myself and showing up for the organization and a place where I am responsible, being responsible costs a lot but I am very, very grateful to be at a place in my life where I am responsible and people can rely on me, yeah.
Right. That's good stuff. I definitely understand that part too of just having the bandwidth to take on a lot. There's a part where it's like it's so much work, and there's another part where it's like, but I'm glad that I get to do it. Definitely hear that. Even as other folks who are doing the nonprofit stuff as well, there's a part where it's like, okay, what do I have to do? That's like a lot of work, and then it's like, man, but I'm finally putting actions to the things that I've been thinking and the things that I've wanted to be involved in for a long time. And so I hear that. And I'm glad that you just brought up charitable registry trust, was it? Or
Registry of Charitable Trust.
Yeah.
charitable
A lot of
trust.
people,
Right.
you'd be surprised who's doing nonprofit stuff are oblivious to it. I mean, a lot of people who are not aware, and that could cause you to go into default. I think last week or the week before the Thursday's event, I got the notification and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And then I learned it from my grant manager, but also it was simultaneously essentially that I was delinquent.
Right.
I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? I know what it means, but what does that mean? And so, yeah, that was a lot. I also wanted to mention that you were talking about helping the helpers, and it's so important that we take time for ourselves. I mean, burnout is real. And sometimes I find myself that I am momentarily burnout and then I just continue going. But that's not good, because burnout can cause you to say, forget it. This is too much and I'm done. Stick a fork in me. But so on every yearly or annually, I do a Black Women in Leadership retreat. And so I'm planning and preparing for that in September. And, I don't care how long it is out, you still got to do the work now to make sure that when it's time, it's successful, so that's also on my plate, a list of things to do. And as I'm sitting here, you can't just be 100% present anywhere. It seems like, at least my mind says, you got stuff to do. So I pull my little Post-it. I'm like, okay, write these things down as the things come up, so it doesn't slip your mind, things that you have to do, so yeah.
Right. No, that's real. And again, I know we have brought up the retreats and things like that in the first meeting that we had. I'm so glad that that's still a priority, right? And definitely, is it something that other people can participate in still, since it's kind of far out, or people can sign up for that?
Absolutely. It's absolutely. In fact, I'm in the process of getting the flyer created. And then once the flyer is created, then I can post it on Eventbrite. But absolutely, those who are interested, I just need you to shoot me an email and you pretty much, secure, your spot. Not secure your spot. You can't secure your spot till the funding is there, but it lets it be known, okay, this person specifically wants to attend. So be sure to email her and let her know, hey, it's going to be published on this day. Be mindful, so absolutely. And again, it's for Black women in leadership. Like, we're doing the work, but it's so important. It's like, I don't want to diminish the man in the role, because by no means we can't do it without our counterpart. But it's like, we carry so much, and we carry our counterpart, in supporting him and in just making sure that he's supported, and so, yeah, we have to be intentional and mindful that we have to make time to carry ourselves.
Right. I hear that. And it's definitely a special space, when women are together, if you will, by themselves. And likewise, when I've engaged and been in spaces, with men alone, it's a different level of transparency than how we are when we feel like we have to, like, um, say what other people would want us to say to certain degrees, right? You want to, like, hey, I'll say this because I don't want to be, but it's like, hell, in these spaces, there is more transparency, more vulnerability, and a definite opportunity to get more connected. In some respect, receive more support, more support in those types of spaces. So definitely have come to learn about the importance of those spaces. And so definitely glad that you all are creating that and making that happen for other folks.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I want to tap in with Alkeisha, if you're there. If you have anything you would like to share, I know Nicole is here too.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Let me see. First off, I'm very grateful for all the opportunities. 1 second. First off, I'm very grateful for all the opportunities that I have been encounter with. Today I'll be hosting my first beading class in our Double Rock community. So I'm super, super excited. They don't have a lot of like activity up there. So the kids, even the adults, I was walking around yesterday, like, come tomorrow, be there, bring the kids. We're doing like a 7-week program up there where each week is something different. This week is Unity. So I created like a little slide to introduce my nonprofit, introduce myself. Well, they already know me from work, my regular work, but introduce my nonprofit, and then just being together, becoming one with the community, becoming one with our Black culture. So I'm super, super excited, and I have like it all planned out. I feel like I'm organized for this one. Like I'm super happy. But other than that, I agree with the ladies before. Self-care is very important because I've been going through a burnout stage in general, and I've been trying to teach myself how to just take that, like, I don't want to say it's negative energy, but I'm trying to just figure out how to take the positive that I'm doing, even though it's stressful, and take the stressful positive stuff and becoming more happy with it, and learning how to manage it so I won't be as stressed out. Other than that, I just been working like every weekend. I've been going to different places selling my beads. I had so much fun at the Fillmore barbecue. I went there, me and my kids, and I brought some other kids with me. I had so much fun at Uncle Dame Peace Stop the Violence Day. That was amazing. Like, I had some kids come out there, and we just soaked up all the energy and all the resources, and was able, I done grabbed some homeless people to come down and able to get them a little care bag because they didn't know what was going on. So they was able to eat, get a care bag, socks, just the whole nine. And I'm just super excited. Like I'm going all in. If I don't do it now, I'm not gonna never do it. So I'm just super excited. Oh, and I also wrote my first donation letter. So I was so happy to practice that, and I finalized it yesterday. And I like looked at different people, nonprofit donation letters. Like I was looking online. I'm like trying to find the right words, and everything is cool. Like I'm super excited for my new little journey that I'm going on, and just trying to soak up all the game that I can get and just keep going because I got a purpose. So, and it's bigger than me. So I'm super excited for everything.
Word. No, that's good stuff. And donation letter, I know it's not the same as like as an RFQ. What is the, if you will, how a donation letter works?
Say that again.
How does the donation letter work for you?
So I was able to ask somebody to donate food to the workshop. So basically like unity is like coming together, eating together as a family. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have the community. We're gonna sit close to each other in the circle. We're gonna eat. And I looked up like what type of foods back in the day we ate together as a family, as a community, and I was able to gumbo was one of them. So we're gonna have gumbo tomorrow on Thursday, eat together, learn some more about some unity. Today they're gonna be able to pick, they bead and actually sit down and learn to bead, and we're gonna talk about it. I gotta and I'm super excited for the kids to be there because I gotta if they don't know about the Pan-African flag, they will learn about it today in all the colors and what it means. So writing a donation letter, this guy is going to donate the gumbo to my organization so we can eat together as a community, as a family in Double Rock community.
That's what's up.
But it was pretty cool though. Like I just using different words that I wouldn't normally use. Just learning everything for me is just like a learning experience because I'm new to it. And yeah, so I'm able to like even, show my sons or show some of the kids that rock with me how to do it, and just in case they want to one day start their own business or start their own nonprofit, like they'll know how to do certain things. And request for certain things and how to do it. So next we're going to be just practicing on if we can even write, take a grant writing class, like just to know how to do it. I know I don't want to write grants because it's too much, but I still would like to have some type of knowledge.
Right. No, I hear that. No, that's good stuff. Again, good learning, good chance to, like you said, try something new. Right, we all gotta do that. We all gotta get out of our comfort zones here and there, and so definitely glad that you're doing that. And gumbo is always a blessing. I know you're so produced to have that because again, you could be like, we got some chicken, we got some, something, a little something, but gumbo is it's special, and so I'm glad that you're got that opportunity to make something like that happen for your clients. Word. And then also, I know I want to ask Tina if she could chime in. I've been seeing that you've been struggling with the connection. So while you got a good connection, how's it going with you, Tina?
Good morning, everyone. It's going okay. I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but I lost my husband last week. So I really am like in a quiet space. So I really don't have anything really to report at the present time.
Right. Oh my, well, sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Right. Well, definitely don't feel the need to again report something that all the stuff that you're doing right now. I know again a lot has changed, a lot's going on. So definitely, even piggybacking off of what Miss Thibodeau was just saying, you know, the importance of taking the rest and taking the time and grieving properly and things. So definitely feel encouraged to take all the time you need. That's real. That's real. And so also I see Nicole is here. Nicole, you want to chime in? Anything that's been going on with you?
Good morning. I am still regrouping from the building being me having to get out of my building. I was renting office space and it began to be too much for me. So I am pivoting. And I was speaking last time we met about maybe not reinventing the wheel, but maybe going under somebody who just be one of the cogs in the wheel because it was a little overwhelming. I couldn't do none of the work because I was trying to pay the rent. So I learned a lot from that, and just trying to see where I can put my services because it's kind of like a photography, like it's a lot of things, but I don't know like where I would fit in a nonprofit if it wasn't my own because it's so big, and I know that you're supposed to focus on one thing. So I'm trying to get back to my original idea before I got the building. The building had me having bigger visions than the one that I originally set out for. So I got lost in the sauce. I was trying to figure out how I was going to keep this building and keep my nonprofit or my for-profit afloat. So what I realized is that I was stressing myself out. So I had to step back and like kind of start from the drawing board from the beginning. So I'm still trying to grasp around that for trying not to feel like a failure because that right now that's kind of kind of the feeling that I have.
Right.
But yeah, I just need to regroup, I guess, because I still want to do the things that I want to do, which is, you know, put people on to do the things that we need to do. Everybody like in here are doing for the communities and for themselves. It's self-made. So basically being aware of self to get you to where you want to be, you have to acknowledge all of your feelings. So that's where I am, acknowledging what I'm going through and I'm not a failure. It just didn't work out this time. I need to regroup. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing and trying to figure out which nonprofit will my services fit in, if that makes sense.
Right. No, that makes complete sense. Yeah, that makes complete sense. And I definitely want you to, you know, feel encouraged, you know, when it comes to, you know, what I'm even thinking about the word failure. My mind just went, I wonder what other languages have for the word failure and if they even have the word failure, honestly, because I think that is very much so a thing that you literally, I'm sure that there are other languages that like we don't even call it that because it's you know mistakes or learning
Learning
lessons,
curve. Yeah, learning curve.
you know, and so there's a lot of that. And not only are you learning that, but as you share with us, you know, you remind us and let us know, hey, you know, if you guys are thinking about whether it's a building or it can be another type of space, sometimes it could be a whole, you know, different website or something, and then we find ourselves devoting so much time into and energy into that we end up either again the vision just gets enlarged or we can find ourselves, you know, in some respect distracted by some of the things that we've come up with. And so, you know, I think it's all, yeah, definitely a part of the journey. Um, definitely thinking about what Diane was talking to us about last week, and she was saying that they were thinking about doing a basketball league, and I'm like, okay, Diane, don't get me wrong, give it up for women in basketball, but again, we could find ourselves doing something that again can be attractive for different reasons, but it does kind of pull us away from, like you just mentioned, that one thing that we wanted
Yes.
to do. And so
Yes.
definitely, um, yeah, but in some respect, it's good that it happened early
Yes.
and didn't become a thing. I know Candace, we'll have her in, and definitely, I would say in July, hopefully by August. But she mentioned that her main focus was the homelessness, but she was partnered with somebody who was really focused on, if you will, civic planning. And and they were going hard in it. So I'm talking about they were getting grants around it, they were having meetings around it, and it flourished, if you will, for a good amount of time. And when she came in, she said we literally just had to let her go because it became so important and what I want to say is it became so significant that it ended up taking up the energy, even though the homeless focus was happening, a lot of energy was still going to it and taking up and dividing the office. People weren't talking to each other because it was like, oh, this person and this energy is not helpful to us over here. And so we feel like it's like two different organizations under one umbrella. And it ultimately became a much bigger problem for them down the line because it had momentum and things. And so again, I think about Will Smith saying, fail early and often, so we could get some of that stuff out the way.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely, and so just remind me, please, what would you say is the main focus of the nonprofit that you want to start?
Uh, self-awareness, self-awareness, just being able to tap into um your abilities, your abilities that you could do for yourself. Self-awareness, knowing about when your body is tired, that's time for you to take a break, like listen to it. Um just putting self in front of a lot of things so you can be healthy, whether that's looking good, feeling good, uh you know, any of those things that bring self-awareness to you, your brand, your your life, just enhancing self so you can enhance your communities, whichever communities those may be, whether it's your family, your friends, your peers, your work, your whatever it is that you bring yourself to, being very present and knowing who you are and being very self-aware, which is why it's called self-image.
Hmm. Right. And so, yeah, just thanks one for sharing that, and two, I'm thinking, um, one, I was at a meeting, and there's a lot that I do personally, and I wouldn't say a lot, but there's a few things that I do personally, um, and that I connect with folks here on the East Bay around in the term, and I'm emphasizing this is wellness. Um, and when I think of and when I come into spaces around wellness, I'm often around the folks who, like you were just mentioning, who are taking the rest, who are taking time to take care of themselves. And I want to mention the word holistically, right? And so, with that being said, I think that even just kind of doing any type of research you can, whether it's online or when you're at different events and seeing the people who are showing up with that being one of their focuses, that you can possibly find yourself connecting again with the organizations that would either it's support or be able to provide resources to you. I'm wondering, have you come into contact with the organization? Two come to mind. One is Rafiki.
Yes, I have. And I'm actually, yes, I have. I just need to reach out more because they're getting a little more busier now that COVID. I mean, it's still here, but it's not. We outside now, so
Hmm.
it's kind of hard to talk to people. But you just asking me that question really just brought me back to what it was for, because like I said, I had lost all of that. I was trying to do co-working spaces and photographs and podcasts. Yeah, I was all over the place. So with, with you just asking me that question right now, that just brought me back to what it was originally for. And that was basically because I was trying to find out what I was trying to do with myself. So
Right.
I knew that if I was trying to do that with myself, I knew it was others also. So thank you for that question. And yeah, that was a good question. And it really just brought back the mission,
Right. Right.
the
Right.
the first mission, the original mission.
Hmm. Yeah. And so the only other person that's immediately coming to mind is Stand in Peace. Stand in Peace International. It's run by Shavana Hunter. She has done different workshops. I'm pretty sure she did a retreat as well. Um, but yeah, and have you heard of them yet?
I have. I'm just repeating the name because it sounds so familiar.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But I just bring that up because again, even in some of the spaces that I've come into contact here in the East Bay, it's just like one idea. I definitely feel like there is that energy and that momentum around that mental health, emotional intelligence, emotional health. Um, and there's definitely people who I'm sure want to invest in that direction because it's getting a lot of attention these days.
yeah,
So definitely, I'm sure that um, whether it's connecting with them at their events, getting acquainted with them at those spaces, and or I know actual Rafiki does have a space, and so they do have things there. I'm
yeah.
even honestly thinking
I'm gonna go
about.
visit them today, actually. I'm gonna just ride by because I usually call and have to leave a message, and um, I haven't heard anything back from them. But I think I'm gonna just take a ride over there today.
Right, right. And I was at yesterday. I was when I went to go connect with the folks with the Dame Dash event that he had. There was
Oh,
the
okay.
African American Arts and Culture Center, and if I'm not mistaken, given all the spaces, and I didn't even go to the whole building, but I was just looking through it, and I'm like, I am sure that they have some meditations here.
Yeah.
I am certain that they have some workshops here on different things. And so I definitely feel like if not, um, they have a space that I feel like is like perfect for that type of energy. Um,
Okay.
and so that's one of my takeaways just from going there yesterday, because from the artwork on the wall, I mean the just the ambiance in the different spaces, I was like, oh yeah, like I'm sure there's a whole lot of eyes closed, a whole lot of journaling, a whole lot of stretching going on here. Uh,
Yeah.
because it just gave off that energy. And so, have you been there much or seen much from them?
I I've been there, but it was a comedy. It's been so many years, because they closed it down for a bit or whatever. But yeah, that's a big space. And I used to go to like not homeless prenatal used to be in there too, I think. And yeah, they used to have some things in there. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'll go check them out as well.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Yeah, um, yeah. I was.
Thank you.
We were there for a class, but it definitely had all the energy of yeah, everything, spiritual, emotional, and mental, definitely feel like will be a great space for those types of activities.
So may I ask you, how was the event yesterday?
Yes, yes, you may. So I only got to it. So let me even go back. So when I got the flyer, I thought it was all about this movie. So apparently there's a movie. So I thought it was going to be a movie and at most Q&A after the movie. But when I clicked the link, I went through the website. There was a meet and greet. There was a master class. There was the movie. There was also a dinner with Dame Dash, and then there was also a comedy show. So when I literally found out about it on Sunday, and I brought it up to one of my friends who found out about it like Friday or something, and they're like, "Do like I didn't think they were going to do it because it was such short notice, and so I thought that it was actually going to be canceled or it was going to be postponed." So it was a whole lot that could have happened and did happen in that one day. Um, but therefore, I only attended the meet and greet and um, the meet and greet and the master class. So the meet and greet was cool. It was actually at the In the Black space over in the Fillmore, and so it's actually a small store. So when they let people in, they only let people in by groups of five. And when we came in, basically, it was a chance to take pictures, by and with Damon Dash and just like kind of let him know, share anything that you want to share or ask anything you want to ask. You get kind of like a minute with him. And all these videos and people are snapping pictures and stuff. But that was also a good opportunity to network. I actually did meet a guy there. Actually exchanged a couple of cards with folks that were there just in that small space because you do kind of get acquainted with the people who are online and strike up some conversations. And then at 4 o'clock there was the master class, and honestly, he didn't show up until like 4:45. So we were all in the room, and again running into folks that I'm acquainted with. So I talked with a couple guys. One of which actually Terry was there, who actually had the class that we had a few weeks ago, and one of the other guys that was there, I met. He's a chef, but just getting acquainted with folks in the room, and so listening to Damon Dash, have been a big thing that he was talking about was um, dreams and the importance of having dreams, the importance of writing down our dreams, but even I would say against the backdrop of I don't want no one telling me when I can take a vacation, where I can go, where I can't go, what room I can stay in, and so on and so forth. And so he was really getting at the importance of having and creating businesses that ultimately give us the freedom that we want to have to do what we want to do when we want to do it. And of course, a number of his talks that he's given over the last number of years has been around that and just about like, I do what I want to do and I work so that I can do what I want to do, not, the other way around, or I work so that I can do what they allow me to do, right? I get my vacation, I give them all these hours and they give me these hours. It's like, no, I work so that I could have a vacation whenever I want it, as long as I want it to be, go wherever I want to go, and stay in whatever rooms that I want to, because the type of work that he's like pushing for is having the money to ultimately go anywhere and do whatever what you want with your time. And so he was really chill. He was admittedly high, so he did say, I just went to the store and I got these cookies and now I'm all messed up. But I'm gonna still tell you guys my story. But it was a good turnout. To the master class, that had to be at least a good, I would say 60 to 80 people in one of the rooms at African American Arts and Culture Center. So that was a good opportunity. again, to get acquainted with folks in the room, be seen by folks in the room. And in fact, I went to an event after that that was in Oakland and ran into some of the people that were in the in the room over at that event. And so kind of even getting back to the networking piece of just the importance of coming to these events when they are hosted, because you never know when you can make a connection, what connections um, one can be made and what they can produce. But after that, yeah, the other stuff was just going to be more entertainment. I feel like he did talk about the importance of the movie he was making and how it was intentionally, not about drugs and guns and money, but it really was a different portrait of Black folks in business with different aspirations. He spoke a lot about how the education system, especially in particular districts and cities and things, are not geared to really open up the minds of folks and think about the numerous possibilities that there are out there, but are really training grounds for um, having a job that you work at and you get paid from them, and also sometimes preparation for prison. He honestly was speaking to that as one of the concerns that he has and things that he wants to address, in the coming years around, how the education system has been failing a lot of us, in particular with Black folks, in the youth and so forth. And so it was a great, just a good time for him to more so just speak. It wasn't like a lot of Q&A, but he did share a lot of thoughts around those things in particular. Yeah. So yeah, honestly, a big thing was that it was short notice, and so I would honestly, love to do things and see you guys in spaces like that myself. But I know that we would definitely need to have more time to be able to prepare. We were talking about that yesterday of how little time people had to prepare. There were people that we invited or let know about it that couldn't make it, and it wasn't a surprise because honestly, it's a Tuesday. It started in literally at 2 o'clock in the middle of the day, and there was a lot of sacrifices we would have had to make to come. Um, but it was one of those types of events that I definitely want us to do our best to show up at, because it's definitely a great opportunity to meet the other folks who are interested in those things and want to see those types of things happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, I did want to get any I know I think that was everybody. So a big thing that I'm wanting to do is just get a consensus, kind of an idea about accountability partner. So I was one thinking about that in the last number of weeks, because I do want us to one, be connected and support each other in what we're trying to accomplish here in the program. And so definitely, not just for the sake of setting goals, but at the same time too, being supported. Being supported. I actually think you, Nicole, had brought it up when we were together the last time on Wednesday, I think it was, and we were sharing. I think that was Thursday actually, and you were sharing how you have been the type to want to provide that support to folks who are in your circle, to push them and encourage them, and that you would also like that assistance yourself, in saying did you say what you said you were going to do, or did you stick to the plan, and then how did that go? So I definitely want us to support each other again, especially once the trainings are done. Especially when the trainings are done, because my mind goes, okay, she or he just said 10 great things that are totally actionable. We can put that into practice soon and very soon. But I definitely want to everyone to have that type of support outside of the trainings. And so, one, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the accountability partner idea, and yeah, if you guys are willing to do it, we can definitely arrange for that to occur so that we can have some more extra support that we can have inside the program. So, yeah.
I'm definitely sorry. This is Nicole. I definitely think that. I mean, for those of you who are already on it, it probably could still help because you could probably help the ones who aren't on it. Because I know I'll be slacking sometimes because my life get in the way. But if I had a certain time that I could like maybe speak to somebody in the morning or in the evening to like hash over some of the things and thoughts that I had, I think it would be a positive thing. Like I said, I've done it before, but it's not reciprocal. And I said, I guess that's because I'm in the wrong circles when I do this. So I think I'm in the right circle right now for this to be done. And if anybody would like, I would love for that to happen, just for us to just make small goals and make them attainable, and yeah, little baby steps into big steps. So that's where I am. So I'm down with the accountability partners or calls or whatever it's going to look like.
Right. That is, again, that's a great thing. So with that being said, is anyone available and down to partner with Nicole with accountability partner?
I am. I'm definitely down with accountability partners. I think anytime you're creating a space where people are just supporting each other, I mean, we have so many spaces where people is critical and all the other things, and yeah, I'm definitely down with partnering to support and be supported.
Mhm. Word. Exactly. Cool. So I would say just beginning, if you and Nicole can exchange information, even in the chat, just so that you guys can get the ball rolling and get the conversation going. And let me know, Alkeisha, if you're there. Let me know if you're there and you have any thoughts about doing the accountability partnership.
My number's in the chat.
I'm putting mine there now.
Sorry about that. But yes, I'm totally down. I'm all for teamwork here.
Right.
More than one brain is best.
Mhm.
So I'm totally down. You can always learn from each other. So yeah.
Right. Cool. Awesome. Good stuff. Let me know. I know. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. So yeah. I would say if thinking about the name. So I know that uh, Tina is available, but also needs some space. She goes, I need some weeks. Um, so that's also, I'll ask her for 2 weeks. Okay, cool, which makes complete sense. And let us know also, Felicia, your availability for it, your feelings about it. What do you think could possibly be helpful for you? Okay, we'll see. But let's definitely take advantage. I see about 1, 2, 3, 4 phone numbers and one email address being mentioned. And so, and then also, Miss Eddington just just said, let's also, not forget the WhatsApp chat. That is a space where we can not only continue this conversation, but also can check in even about what we're accomplishing while we're together. and while we're apart, of course. I know that next week I do want to have someone come in, and he's going to be talking about grant writing, and talking about it from the standpoint of someone who is actually receives the grants. I'm sorry, writes the grants, and receives the RFQ. So he is on a part of a funding organization that actually gets money out to the folks who send the RFPs back. So he creates the RFPs. And so he's going to be sharing it from that standpoint, what seems to be some of the best things that in practices that allow people to be successful with grant writing, the types of things that they look for, types of things that are most important when receiving those grants and when people are writing grants. And so definitely want you guys to get some insight from that standpoint of the fundraising piece. And so that, again, that'll be next week. And so that's another thing I want to update you all on. What else are we talking about? Oh yeah, so I spoke with a little bit about this as well with Maria. She was letting and bringing up the question around, let me see. Okay, cool. Yes, thank you for throwing that out. And so Dana just mentioned in the group budget development. Definitely can spend some time on that. And so I'm also acknowledging Ms. Thibodeau mentioned a little bit earlier about the importance of knowing not just the start in the organization in terms of the paperwork and so forth, but the if you will, the maintenance paperwork that needs to be filed and when that needs to happen, especially given what was brought up earlier around again, I have to looking back at this, the registry of charitable trusts. And so with that being said, that we can also devote some energy to that as well. So I'm definitely hearing that, and I can take away from those suggestions. And if there's other things that people would love to or would want to hear about while the program is still happening, throw those things out there and let me know about those things so that I can make sure that I'm getting, cool. Getting the right folks in here and asking the right questions. So yeah, I'm writing that down. Just got that from Dana mentioned the business plan as well. Yeah. All of those things are good. And again, this is still, we've only had basically 2 so far. And so we expect at least 4 more. So we can definitely touch on these topics for you all so that you are most prepared throughout this process and definitely by the end of it. Good stuff. And so Maria was bringing up last week the importance of, or the question around the culminating assignment. I actually did bring this up when we had our first mixer at the restaurant, and definitely want to get you guys all an opportunity to, by some means, share at the end, or say share and or put together something that demonstrates, what you've been working on. What I do know too is at the graduation, we would love for people to be able to literally just share, what they've been learning, what they got from the program. One, for the people who come and who already support our program, whether it's the folks at the Human Rights Commission, if they're able to show up, or staff at YCD, but also for the people who could come from the community and hear, right? Oh, what are the things that we can expect to learn in the program and things that we can get out of that. So I do also want to put that out there that definitely within the month of July, because the graduation should be happening like the beginning of September, that will be, asking folks if they can participate and help with bringing some of those things out at after graduation. Cool. I'm seeing you add to the WhatsApp chat 2 previous links with the speakers. Yep, totally. Yep, and I see that. I just mentioned that we're still actually thinking about and not pulling the trigger, but one more platform that would allow us to have all those things stored. But we can definitely get those things out to you all in the WhatsApp chat more recently and sooner than creating a whole other platform. But that's definitely a great way for us to stay in touch so far with WhatsApp. But apart from that, definitely want to even just throw out if folks have questions and want to call that we can definitely schedule things. And again, that can be set up in WhatsApp. What I'm going to do by the end of the week is set up a Calendly so that people can literally request time so that we can have any type of one-on-one conversation that people would love or need to have. But just whatever we can do to, again, stay in touch and make sure that you guys are getting what you guys need while you're here. So definitely thankful for the input that you guys are already giving. And we'll definitely be on it in terms of making sure that we get speakers that can speak directly to your questions. And of course, have time as well to ask those questions, answer the questions that you have from their experience too. But if anyone has any questions for now, I'm definitely open. But if not, we can wrap up the meeting and get prepared to connect again on next Wednesday. For the folks who are connecting around the accountability partner, definitely, I would say, be sure to make some goals and connect around goals by Friday, at least so that next Wednesday when we do connect, we can say, hey, I did already meet with someone who was willing to do the accountability partnership, and this is what we were able to accomplish together. This is what we pushed each other around, and this is what we were able to do. So definitely want you guys to take advantage of that opportunity and get some goals set up for that particular occasion. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, let me know. And if not, we can part ways until next Wednesday. Okay, cool. So y'all have a good one, and I look forward to seeing y'all on Wednesday. Again, it'll be at 10 o'clock again in the morning. Everyone definitely make the effort to log in on here and not YouTube or Facebook, only because I won't know what's going on Facebook if you have questions or not. When we do log in on here, if you do need to look at it afterwards, these videos will be on YouTube and Facebook's in the Facebook group. So that is a great way to get the videos afterwards. But in terms of the time of the video, the live stream, definitely log on to StreamYard. Oh, cool. Yes. All right. So y'all have a good one. Are you good, Dana?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'll talk with y'all soon. Y'all have a good week.